Bernie Madoff's investment firm hadn't made a single real trade in over a decade. Yet every January, thousands of statements landed in mailboxes showing steady 8 to 12% returns, year after year, storm or no storm. On the 17th floor of the Lipstick Building in Midtown Manhattan, a locked, separate office ran the whole operation. Employees on other floors weren't allowed up there. Inside, a handful of staff used an ancient IBM computer system to fabricate trade confirmations for a strategy called split-strike conversion, printing fake statements that looked exactly like the real thing, because Madoff himself had once chaired NASDAQ and knew precisely what real ones looked like. The money wasn't being invested at all. New client deposits simply paid off older clients who wanted to cash out, the textbook definition of a Ponzi scheme, except this one ran for over 40 years and pulled in doctors, retirees, Hollywood names, and entire charitable foundations. Eli Wiesel's foundation lost nearly everything. A whistleblower named Harry Markopolos handed the SEC a detailed fraud case in the year 2000, then again in 2005, laying out the math step by step, and regulators investigated Madoff 8 separate times and closed every single file. What finally broke it wasn't an audit. It was the 2008 financial crisis, when panicked clients tried pulling out $7 billion at once, and there was nothing left to give them, because the fund's real trading balance was close to zero. On December 10, 2008, Madoff confessed to his own sons, Mark and Andrew, in his Manhattan apartment, telling them the whole thing was, in his words, one big lie. If you're enjoying stories like this, subscribe now, because we post 3 of these every single day, and this is only the beginning of how far it went. His sons reported him to federal authorities the very next morning, and Madoff was arrested at his home on December 11, 2008, wearing a bathrobe when FBI agents showed up at 6 in the morning. When investigators finally opened the books, the fake statements showed nearly $65 billion in paper wealth that had never existed anywhere except on a printed page. Thousands of investors who thought they were set for retirement discovered overnight that their account balances were fiction, and some lost their homes within months. Drop a comment below and tell us which detail shocked you most, because the human cost of this one is almost impossible to picture. Madoff pleaded guilty to 11 felony counts in March 2009 and was sentenced to 150 years in federal prison, the maximum allowed, with the judge calling his crimes extraordinarily evil. He died in a North Carolina prison hospital in April 2021, still owing his victims tens of billions of dollars that will never be repaid in full. The 17th floor office is gone now, but the mailbox statements that fooled a generation of investors are still sitting in evidence boxes as the largest financial fraud in American history. Hit the bell so tomorrow's story lands in your feed automatically.